Alright, so I'm here with Wrestlemania 30 predictions. I'm going to go through who I think is going to win the matches, and not only that, but how good I think the match quality is going to be, and just an overall preview of Wrestlemania. The first match, got this list off of WWE.com, by the way. The first match here is the Vicky Guerrero Divas Championship Invitational, as it's titled on WWE.com. I would title it the WWE Divas Championship Title Match Disaster, because this match is just a fucking disaster. I mean, you got all the divas in there, which is a total mistake. As I said in my Raw review, it takes away the whole concept of actually earning a championship match. You know, it should be one-on-one, maybe a triple threat, maybe a fatal four-way. You know, there have been those kind of matches before, but not 14 divas in one fucking singles match or whatever. I don't even know if it's called a singles match. You know, it's a fatal 14-way. You know, it's ridiculous. You got I think I counted 8. Yeah, you got 14 divas in here, and it's ridiculous. Who do I think is gonna win? I think Brie Bella is gonna win because of the Total Divas shit. The whole show, or not the whole show, but the whole Divas division has been centered around this Total Divas show, so I think Brie's gonna get the win here. Very little chance that AJ retains, I can tell you that for sure. AJ probably won't win, and if Brie Bella doesn't win, I think Tamina's gonna win. But my first pick is Brie Bella. I think the match will be shitty. I mean, they just should have put AJ versus Naomi or Natalia, AJ versus Natalia, or AJ versus Naomi, because those three are really the only, good wrestlers right now. I mean, Paige is a good wrestler, and so is Emma, but they're not even, on the main show. So, AJ, Natalia, and Naomi are really the only three who know how to wrestle. Brie Bella's alright. Yeah, but not looking forward to this match here. Next match, we got the Andre the Giant Battle Royal. Actually got the list of the whole participants. There's actually 3 more guys who are going to enter. So I think, maybe an RVD return or something like that. But yeah, they show it on here. They show the 27 guys, and then there's 3 like figures. We have no faces on them, so there's 3 more guys who have to enter. Who I think is going to win? I'm going to read off all the names. I'm going to tell you, I haven't really thought about it that much. Maybe Ziggler. But I'm going to start at the bottom here. Brad Maddox is in it. Did you know that? Yeah, he's in it. He's not winning. Sin Cara, no. Zack Ryder, no. Kali, no. Santino, I hope not. Yeah, what if Santino wins? That would be I would be so fucking mad. But yeah, he's not winning. R-Truth's not winning. Mysterio, no. Justin Gabriel. Darren Young, no. Clay, no. Miz, Kingston, no. Goldust, I don't see it. Cody, I don't see it either. Drew McIntyre, Mahal, Slater, no. Big Show or Henry, no. Sheamus, don't see it. Christian, don't see it. Titus, no. Sandow, definitely not. They've been fucking burying his ass. No way he's winning. Del Rio, no. Fandango, no. Big E, maybe. Ziggler, maybe. So the top 2 guys on this list, I'm going to narrow it down to them. And I got to go with Big E. I don't know. This is just a tough choice. It's basically, just a guess at best. I guess, Big E's gonna win. I don't see any other of these people on this list winning. Ziggler, they've been burying. Don't see him winning. Maybe he will. But I guess just Big E Langston. There's my prediction right there. The next match here. Let me get to it. Here we go. The Shield versus Kane and the Outlaws. I think the Shield are gonna win here. I mean, this one's a tough prediction. It could go either way, because you don't know if they're gonna split up the Shield at WrestleMania, or maybe they'll wait till the Raw after WrestleMania, or maybe they'll wait to a later date. But I think the Shield are gonna win here not really happy about this match. Um, because why is Kane in it? Kane does not deserve to be in a WrestleMania match. So I'm pissed off Kane's in it. The Outlaws, that would be cool to see the Shield versus the Outlaws, but just throwing Kane in there just makes it too, retarded. Um, but I'm hoping the Shield wins because, the Outlaws are getting old now. They're just seem like another tag team, and Kane is just retarded, washed up, pussy Kane. So I think the Shield are gonna win here. I think it'll be a good match, but it's not really a WrestleMania match. Then you get the tag team champion fatal four way. And we get the Real Americans, Ryback, so Usos, and the Matadors. Why are the Matadors in here? Why isn't Rhodes Brothers in here? Huh? I don't know. Retarded. They put him in the Battle Royal instead. So who do I think is gonna win here? I'll go with I think the Usos are gonna retain. Their recent champions, they just put the belts on them. I don't see Ryback still winning. Don't see the Matadors winning. The only possible choice here that could take the belts from the Usos is the Real Americans, possibly, but I think they're gonna break them up and have Cesaro go on a singles run. So I see the Usos retaining here. I think it's gonna be a pretty good match too. You got some people who know how to wrestle in this match. The Matadors know how to wrestle. The Usos are pretty good in the ring. Real Americans are good wrestlers. Ryback's not that great, and Curtis Axel's alright. I thought he was a pretty good wrestler when he first debuted, and then he just, went into jobber land, but I think Curtis Axel's alright. So I think this is going to be a pretty good match here. Then we get Cena versus Bray Wyatt. I think Cena's going to win here and bury Bray Wyatt. I don't see them, making Cena lose, again. He hasn't won. He lost at the Chamber. He lost at the Rumble. He lost at TLC. I can't even think back now. Oh yeah, he beat Del Rio twice at the two previous pay-per-views before TLC. So I don't see him losing again. I should lose. Bray Wyatt's better than him, but it's not gonna happen. I don't see Cena losing. The poster boy of WrestleMania. He's not gonna lose to this person nobody has ever heard of. So yeah, I don't see it happening. I just don't. I think Cena's gonna overcome some insurmountable odds or some shit like that. They're gonna be like, oh, Cena against all odds has won. It's gonna be typical Cena again. And I think it'll be a good match, but Cena's just gonna ruin it all by winning. Next match we got Taker versus Brock Lesnar. I'm hoping Brock Lesnar wins, but I think Undertaker's gonna win here. I think it'll be a good match too, possibly a great match. But I don't see them taking putting or having Lesnar beat the streak. I just don't see it happening. I think they're gonna save that for Cena in the future. It's gonna be bullshit if Cena beats the streak, but I think they're really gonna do that sometime in the future, whether it be next year, 2 years, 5 years from now. I think Cena's gonna beat the streak, and if that happens, I will not be fucking happy, especially when people like CM Punk didn't break it. But I think this will be a really good match. But it's not like I'm upset that Undertaker would win. Undertaker's a legend. I love Undertaker. I admire that he's still wrestling at 49. That's awesome. To see some legend and he's still putting his body on the line in his 50s or however old, late 40s, however old he is. I really thank Undertaker for still coming back and putting his body on the line. But it's time to break the streak. All right, you can't leave it undefeated forever. But I still think it's going to be a good match. Bryan versus Triple H. I see Bryan winning here. Don't think Triple H is going to be in the title match, even though he's known to be an egomaniac and bury a lot of people. I see Bryan winning here. Um, and I think it's gonna be a pretty cool moment, you know, see Bryan go over Triple H, and I will actually give some credit to Triple H for jobbing out to Bryan. So I think it'll be another good match here. But yeah, it'll be a good match, and hopefully we'll go on to win the title in the next match here, which is Randy Orton and Batista versus my prediction, which will be Daniel Bryan. And I think Daniel Bryan's going to go on to win the belt. I mean, it's just all setting in place now. I mean, the original main event was Orton versus Batista. Now it's changed to add Bryan or Triple H. It's going to be Bryan, but it's changed. Now they changed the main event from what they originally planned. So that tells you that they didn't want Orton or Batista to have the belt after Mania. So obviously, you know, not obviously, but it's probably, the probability is Bryan will walk out of Mania with the belt. And, you know, I think this match will be alright. You know, with Batista and Orton, two pretty shitty wrestlers in there, might impact the quality of it. I think it'll still be cool. And it's going to be really cool to see Bryan finally win the belt and hold it up. And I think it's going to be a cool moment, you know. So this show, I think it'll be a, you know, decent maybe. But, you know, I looked through all the matches here and all the shit. Like the Divas match here you got, which is a bullshit match. And then you look, the Battle Royal is a stupid match. Like a bunch of jobbers, basically 30 or 27 jobbers, and 3, you know, more people are going to be in it. But 27 jobbers so far that are in it. I mean, they're fighting for a trophy that doesn't mean shit. I mean, alright, have the Andre the Giant trophy, have that. But have it mean something like, I remember one person brought up on Twitter, I think it was Mark's on commentary Twitter account, brought up have immunity from being fired by the Authority. I thought that was a pretty good idea, or maybe a, you know, a future title shot at the IC belt or the US belt. So, you know, you could have the trophy commemorated to Andre the Giant, but have something else, have another reward, not just a trophy. I mean, trophies don't really mean shit, you know, especially in WWE. I mean, they do mean something, but it's not, they should mean more. It's just there, you know, it should have some actual payoff that could, you know, help you in the future. And then you got, you know, the Kane and the New Age Outlaws versus the Shield. Not a WrestleMania match, as I've said. Doesn't feel like a WrestleMania match. It feels like a match that could be on Raw even, or like a regular pay-per-view. You know, it doesn't feel WrestleMania-esque. The Fatal 4-Way match, I mean, the Matadors are in it. Ryback, I mean, basically, you know, 2 really jobber tag teams that are in it. And they're, you know, I mean, Ryback, I mean, come on. And the Matadors especially. They've fucking rarely been on TV, and they're in one of the main matches of WrestleMania. Maybe not main matches, but a title match. And then the Real Americans are good. You know, everybody likes them. And the Usos are also decent wrestlers. But, I mean, you got 2 jobber tag teams in here, basically. And it's just, you know, again, does not feel like a quality WrestleMania match. You just should have had the Usos or the Real Americans as tag champs going into WrestleMania. Would have been a lot better. You know, maybe Real Americans versus the Shield. Or they should have saved the Shield versus the Wyatts for Mania. There was no point in doing it. I mean, there was a point in doing it at the Chamber, but it would have been a lot better if they would have saved it for Mania. In the next match with Cena versus Wyatt, it does feel like a WrestleMania match, but Cena's going to win and Barry Bray, which is going to, you know, just defeat the whole purpose of putting people over as a veteran. You know, if Cena's getting up there, he should start to put people over more. Undertaker versus Lesnar, I mean, already talked about this. Brock should beat the streak. And with Daniel Bryan, Triple H, this does feel like a WrestleMania match, and so does Taker and Brock. But Bryan, you know, as long as he wins, I'll be happy. And then as long as Bryan wins the last match too, I'll be happy. I mean, WWE admitted they fucked up with this main event of Batista versus Orton. And they inserted Bryan in it just so they wouldn't piss the fans off totally. And Bryan's going to win, which will make me happy. So as long as Bryan wins, I'm going to be happy going out of WrestleMania. And when, WrestleMania is over, I'll be happy as long as Bryan wins. So, there you go.